I'd say, really, as far as emotional gamuts go, this one kind of traversed every part of it.
Killua.
It's Killua.
Killua is Gon's best friend, and we want to really kind of like drive home like in Hunter x Hunter in anime.
He's the best friend.
Killua is the best friend. He's the best number one. He's the best. Boo, the best.
Oh yeah, he
Nakama.
is there. He is there.
He is the definition height of
Nakama.
Best friend. Yeah, of Nakama. So the way the story starts is Gon is in this tournament and he meets Killua, and it's
they're like two peas in a pod.
Yeah, they immediately kind of are drawn to each other. Yeah, they're both kids, which is great. It's a child story. We don't get that time skip thing like with Naruto.
Yeah.
So like I mean, Killua would definitely throw in the same archetype as like Sasuke, and Gon kind of in that same Naruto archetype.
More
but
layered.
there's none of that like skipping forward. Like Killua is a better foil to Gon because Killua is basically his family life is he's been trained to be an assassin from birth. He meets Gon at this point where he's this super deadly emo assassin.
Exactly. He's ready to rock and roll from day one.
And what we see Killua do is he's learning how to be a child while Gon is kind of learning how to be an adult.
Yeah, and they meet in the middle, and the fact that they don't... This anime has an interesting element to it because it is about children, fundamentally. And that doesn't happen a lot in other series where it's not just exclusively about children. This story is about children in real environments.
Yeah, in an adult world.
Exactly.
Like, absolutely.
And both are gifted tremendously with potential and sort of like one by upbringing, one by just raw talent. Like, let's be real, Gon is raw or
Gon is shaped by the wilds of juvenile and like
his
energy.
His potential is one might say bottomless. While Killua has been refined from day one, he knows his limits and he knows how to
He's about focus and control. In the same way that they're foils together, Killua is a very highly focused, pragmatic character where Gon is a very emotional.
Yeah. And also
free, high energy, low focus character.
Yeah, low focus character. Also not very... Gon is not exceptionally expressive, while Killua is. Killua tells you how he feels.
He's very calculated in kind of describing how he feels.
And he's honest.
And very introspective. He very much is aware of how he feels about things.
Where Gon is not aware of how he feels in the least.
Yeah.
And has difficulty expressing himself, if not through sort of a blander palette.
Talking about kind of more on them, they're children too. What's so great too is like they're not. He's the best friend. They aren't rivals. You know, it's not Gary and Ash.
Exactly. But there is still a little bit of childless display.
There's a little bit of
comes from being friends. It comes. They're like, hey, cool. Gon is immediately impressed by Killua's skateboard.
Yes,
that's the first
very good
He's like that's so
child.
Cool. And then immediately characterize himself. Killua hops off the skateboard and saying, "Oh, that kid's my age. Well, if he can run, I can run. I'm amazing." Like, so they have this great sort of like rivalry that pushes each other forward. That just,
but it's not the same rival. Like Gon isn't training to beat Killua in the way that he's training
friends
to beat
teams.
Hisoka.
They're on the same team. They're having an adventure. There are so many times in Hunter x Hunter where the whole group, but especially Gon and Killua, where they're like, dude, this is gonna be so much
because
fun.
Their power level, of course, too, which is great. Because the thing is, like, that's what they see in each other. They're very much like, hey, you're on my level. You're also like a child. You're on like my perspective. We both have infinite growth potential.
Right, and they understand, and the story understands that they're sharing each other's moments. Yeah, like, and they are at the right part of their lives to be like the perfect. We say foil, but instead of being sort of at odds with each other, they are the perfect perspectives that both of their characters need.
Yeah, they push each other forward.
But
each character helps define the other.
Not the same way that say Guts and Griffith sort of push each other to push the story forward.
They're not polarized at each other. They're very much kind of aligned. And
they're aligned, and it shows and it's very much what they have as a relationship. But the cool thing about it is often there's some weird,
you gotta have your shipping.
Your shipping stuff.
We're all anime trash.
Exactly. exactly.
It's gonna
it happens.
happen.
It's real, and I'm sure. But they're both kids, and they keep it that way, and they're always about having fun, and they form this great relationship. It's beautiful.
And what we bring up drama a lot, like when we talk about media, and I mean honestly, there's so much emotion felt from Killua towards Gon, and that's the thing. We see that whole journey. We see Killua
not caring about human life at all.
Exactly.
We see Killua practicing the art of assassination, practicing the art of treating life like it doesn't have any value.
And we get to see him grow. We get to see the entire journey Killua makes from not caring if other people die, only caring about himself, to crying and risking his entire life to save Gon when he fights Neferpitou.
Okay, so what basically we'll get to the let's get there. But let's talk about the Greed Island.
Greed Island, like that's their training arc together, and that's the thing. Cool. They finally have, like, they're not just kind of bouncing off each other. They get focused by a sensei character.
And one of my favorite parts about that is the training the sensei gives both of them ends up teaching not only the reader the differences in what their power structures are and who they are as personalities, characters, but it teaches each other, like, the scene I'm trying to talk about is the one where they're asleep and they have a string on their wrist, and there's a rock above their head. Now, if you fall asleep without being like in a meditative focus state, your hand will go up and the hot rock bonks you on the head and you wake back up. So what you have to do is you have to learn how to, like, asleep while being attentive at the same time. Now, Killua, this is incredibly easy for him.
This exercise.
This is like, oh, my dad had me do this since I was like a child, and we get a vision of his father a little bit earlier on. This man takes venom that could poison venom, some cocktail that could kill a whale, into his left arm, and he's like, whatever. He, like, ties it off with a strand of his hair, and he's like, I'll be fine. I can sit for a couple hours. So a lot of potential that Killua has to live up to. This insane person has turned this kid into a weapon, but Gon has the same power and ability, but he doesn't have that kind of focus, and it's a really good physical example. There's this great panel where Killua is, like, sleeping, but he's kind of sleeping with one eye open because he cares about Gon. Because he notices Gon's not getting a lot of sleep. Even in training, he's slacking. He's like, because he can't get this part down.
He can't get through that exercise.
We eventually round it out. By the end of it, then they're both kind of on the same level, and that's really exciting to see this sort of, like, the chips in their personalities.
They affect each other.
Exactly. And how they even each other out, because Killua learns how to care about other people.
He learns how to love.
Exactly. Well, he learns how to treat human life like it's worth something. But then he gets told in this art by the sensei.
Yeah, it's actually really spirit breaking, because we see them, like, glowing so close together, and Bisky, their sensei character, straight up tells Killua, he's like, yeah, you're gonna leave Gon one day because that's just the kind of person you are. And it's so interesting to see. It breaks Killua. Like, it breaks something in him.
The coolest part...
He feels so unhappy with himself, knowing that he agrees with her, you know?
Because the coolest part about these characters' perspectives are that they are children, and the thing that we kind of don't give children a lot of credit for is the fact that they know they're kids.
Yeah, they know that they're growing up.
Exactly.
They know that they're going somewhere.
Especially two focused characters like this. So even when Killua, who has got a very composed, confident, cocky personality, when he's told by someone older who is stronger than him, this is he doesn't. Yeah. When he is told by someone like his father or like his sensei that something is going to happen, he believes them, and you see that belief.
Yeah.
And Gon has that sort of reaction too, where oh my god, like we're talking about Killua right now because we can get to it, the moment that happens in Hunter x Hunter. Very rarely are moments in stories better than the story. But I think this is definitely an example of... Who's the guy who wrote this again?
Yoshiro Togashi. So Yoshiro Togashi is messy. He's a messy writer.
I love him.
Hunter x Hunter is full of the manga. So I'm so on board most of the time with manga first and then the anime follows. The 2011 anime for this show is unbelievable. Togashi's art sucks. The manga has some.
It's clear he doesn't care. It clearly doesn't care.
He's the same guy who did Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. And he had that problem in that one too. He doesn't like drawing backgrounds. He does not like drawing connecting lines. He's all about speed and story.
His settings are weak. Like I would say, like building worlds aren't great.
Even characters, he's not flawless. But what is incredible about it is he keeps hacking away at it.
Yeah.
And Hunter x Hunter feels like a story that was made for this one fun character interaction.
It's so beautiful to see, the anime get to polish up.
Oh,
there's so much there in the rough manga that was made and polished in the anime. In the scene that we get to, so this is following the arc where Killua feels like he's lost Gon, and then they immediately kind of go into an arc where Gon loses someone and goes kind of off the handle. And
Killua, this is the first time that Gon's perspective has shifted to that of Killua's initial one, where he now feels that his own life is a quantitative thing. Yeah. Where he's like, no, I can burn this for something. Because when he loses his actual father figure, because the story as a backdrop has gone trying to find his real father, who wasn't really there for him, but when he loses the person that was to him his father, but he didn't even really understand that, something inside him snaps, and he realizes that this is what it feels like to want to kill someone or to bet everything on something.
Yeah, to give everything you have for it. And it's so interesting to see, like, in the same way that Killua, like, was upset that thought he would pull away from Gon, if this hadn't happened, like, I wonder, like, if that would have happened to Killua. Like, this happening to Gon is really important to Killua's character arc.
Exactly.
To be focused in on how much he cares about Gon.
It proved that he was an actual friend. Because we all know the scene, the black hair goes up, the energy comes around, we get the most intense, thick, dense atmosphere I think I've ever really felt. There are some more shocking, ripping moments that I've seen in anime. Fullmetal Alchemist surely has some really brutal turning scenes, but this is shivers up your spine guaranteed. The atmosphere. This is the one that it blows them all out of the water.
This isn't anger. Like, if the voice actor for Gon does such a good job of putting the tragedy and kind of the childlike disappointment in his voice while he's in the adult super form.
His word that literally starts a transformation is liar.
Yes.
The most
childish.
Oh my god. And the thing is, that comes from his actual perception of the fact that they were going to bring him back.
Yeah.
He thought they could fix death. He really did. Yeah. Like, he really did. And that was Gon holding on to his childish concept of life. But once he realized that wasn't just everything flips. So when he reaches this adult form, the classic pose, and that's the thing, not to say that our man can't draw and write in moments, okay? Exactly. He nails this scene. But what the scene that really kills it for me, and they do it well in the anime, and they have this great panel where Killua is just grief-strucken, just pale-faced, no pupiled, asking himself hard questions immediately. How much time? How much time did Gon sacrifice?
Like,
how many years of his life
here? Like,
exactly.
And the thing is, it feels like such an emotional, immediate response. Killua's not like normally you think Killua would be like, okay, what can I do? What's happened here? He analyzing the situation. It's immediately just a heart wrenching kind of like, dear God, what is he like treated?
Yeah, because he knows he has all this, because he has felt people of higher power before, and he realizes that Gon is essentially on the same level as his father at this point. Yeah. And he knows what his father did. Killua has so much perspective, but he doesn't have any experience with these emotions. And he can't handle it. It shatters him, and he does save Gon immediately.
He saves Gon from because Gon at this point he's lost his resolve. He's kind of beaten Neferpitou, and he starts to lose his resolve, and Killua has to save him.
Yeah,
and then Gon reactivates and kind of goes into it and finishes
exactly.
But like in the
fact that he did that, the fact
that he can jump in and like still Killua had to be there for things to work out, and that rolls into the arc, the next arc, which we'll talk about in a second. But more than anything, I mean, the thing that makes this dramatic moment connect so much is we get it. Like, it's a very identifiable thing. We see a character
clearly.
Exactly. We see a character who cares so much for his friend, but is powerless to help him in a moment.
And that's relatable. That pain is relatable. Almost more than the rawness that Gon feels. Because the pain is refined.
I connected way more to Killua's pain, seeing a friend implode on himself way more than the kind of childish loss of innocence that Gon goes through.
We've been there when you see someone because
the thing is, that loss of innocence was inevitable for Gon. No matter what, that's inevitable to everyone.
Killua knows it. He
but it's
felt
not
it
to
too.
Killua,
exactly. Well, he hasn't seen someone go through it because he never had it. That was beaten out of him so early as a character.
It's that adult thing. Like the reason adults find the loss of innocence story so, redeeming in story.
Everybody remembers it.
Everybody goes through it. It is incredibly tragic. And Killua as a child is witnessing that happen, and he already knows what that loss feels like.
Because that's his whole life.
Translated.
That's his whole life. So all of Gon's pain is immediately washed onto him. He's a blank canvas. And then what is so beautiful and redeeming about what really makes it like they could have this series go any other direction after this. They've essentially checked the box on one of the most blockbuster drama moments ever. But then they have this whole arc where Killua disrespects his total family, basically.
Yeah, Killua, that switch is flipped for Killua.
Save a life.
And he has a whole arc where he has to save Gon's life. Absolutely.
Oh my God,
and
it's beautiful.
It's completely rewarding and honestly really refreshing after the arc. But,
yeah, because it was intense. It was intense.
And then they do the whole sister thing. But and what we get to see, since Killua has come to that realization, he finally can reject his family, and we get to see. You know, we very much saw Gon's character arc move forward, but we finally get to see kind of Killua come to terms with the motion that his character arc had and move forward. It's beautiful.
And
Killua is the best friend.
He's the best friend because you get to see he shares the most personal pain that Gon ever honestly could possibly by any scale or gamut feel, and he's still there for him in that moment, in the darkest moment. He was there 100%, saves his life, goes out of his way to save his life again, because he fundamentally knows now that Gon would do the same for him.
Absolutely.
And that is why they just work, and that is why, God, I mean, watch this anime. It's beautiful to see the transitions of change.
Good. Hopefully you guys, we expressed enough of this to you guys, because he's such an important character. He's such a good character. It's such a good example of how good anime can be. And we hope you check it out. We hope you've already checked it out.
Oh, yeah, and let us know what you think about Gon's transformation, about Killua's reaction, because that's what we really want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Killua's reaction and how he, he cares about his best friend.
Like this video if you like it, guys. Subscribe for more character videos, and we'll catch you next time.